Okay, here's a dose of tough love. If your girlfriend's in control over you, it's your fault, not hers. Let's get this straight. Most guys don't realize they're being trained like dogs in a relationship. Like all insidious things, it has a subtle start. She pouts, so you rush to comfort her. She withholds affection, so you start dancing to her emotional rhythm. Before you know it, she's holding the leash, while you're the obedient little puppy begging for scraps. And here's the twisted part. You think it's love. You call it compromise. You call it respect. But in truth, you've been emasculated, and the worst part is, she resents you for letting her do it. This video isn't for the man who wants balance. This is for the man who's done playing nice. This is for the man who wants full-spectrum dominance, not just in the bedroom, but inside her mind. You'll learn how to train your girlfriend to obey you out of love and develop a healthy obsession for your approval. First things first, let's rip the veil off the biggest lie modern men believe, that if you love her enough, she'll stop trying to control you. But experience tells you otherwise. In fact, the more you yield control, the more she tightens the grip. The opposite is also true. The more you lead, the more she obeys. Women are biologically wired to crave emotional chaos. If you don't provide it, she'll create it. And if she creates it, guess who ends up bleeding? You. Here's what most men miss. Control is a woman's defense mechanism. When a woman doesn't feel emotionally led, she assumes the role by default. She becomes the boss by necessity, not desire. And that's a slow death for her attraction, for your masculinity, and for the relationship itself. So how do you flip the switch? You stop playing defense. You start training her to obsess over you instead. And no, this doesn't mean barking orders or flexing alpha muscles. This means psychological precision, emotional calibration. You're not just her boyfriend now. You're the architect of her obsession. And that's how you train your girlfriend to be obedient and subservient to your authority. In the Shogun Method community at shogunmethod.com, I teach about girlfriend training every day to my brother Shoguns. Girlfriend training requires one fundamental shift in approach. You must become her source of emotional unpredictability. You must break her rhythm. Predictability kills arousal. When she knows what you'll say, what you'll do, how you'll react, she stops feeling anything. She gets bored. She picks fights just to feel something. That's where most men get baited. They try to reason, negotiate, de-escalate. Wrong move. You must become the chaos she secretly craves. Smile one moment and go silent the next. Reward her affection, then disappear for an hour. Make her feel high, then leave her aching for another hit. That's not cruelty. That's fractionation. And it's the foundation of emotional addiction, as taught inside Shogun Method. The goal isn't to hurt her, it's to hook her so she takes the bait. You create tension, then you release it. You play hot and cold, not randomly, but with surgical intent. She starts chasing your validation like a starving animal. Not because you yell, not because you demand, but because she never knows when her next hit of your affection is coming. And that uncertainty makes you the most fascinating, most emotionally rewarding, most irreplaceable thing in her world. Next, you flip the reward system. Right now, she's the gatekeeper. She decides when you get affection, sex, peace, and you've been trained, consciously or not, to jump for it. That ends here. From now on, submission earns your attention. Disobedience gets her ignored. No arguing, no explaining, no, let's talk about it. You simply disappear. If she throws a fit, you go dark. If she crosses a line, you shut down. You become emotionally unavailable. Not to punish her, but to condition her. When she comes back soft, sweet, and submissive, you return warmth, but only in a measured dose. Never all at once, never predictable. She must earn the high. And the more inconsistent the high, the deeper her addiction. Now comes the legendary Shogun Method Pavlovian loop. Every time she behaves in line with your masculine frame, you drop a reward, a glance, a compliment, or a moment of intense approval. You give her just enough to reinforce the behavior. Then you withdraw again. Remember, you're not reacting to her. You're reinforcing good behavior while punishing the bad. Soon, her brain begins to link your approval to her identity. The good girl, the obedient woman, the girlfriend who pleases her man. And you don't need to hammer this in, just nudge gently. Say things like, "That's what I like," or "You love being mine, don't you?" or even just good girl. Like everything else in Shogun Method, it's subtle, but it's a nuclear bomb in intensity. You are now building a submission identity inside her mind. And once it takes root, she doesn't need you to train her anymore. She starts training herself. She stops challenging you. She starts checking herself before she speaks. She begins looking at you like you're the only source of oxygen in a room full of smoke. This is how obsession is born. Not through domination, not through violence, not through manipulation, but through emotional leadership. This is what Shogun Method drills into your blood. You don't beg for loyalty. You don't negotiate desire. You install it, imprinting it, stamping it into her psyche. You carve it into her subconscious mind, like initials into wet concrete. You don't need her to understand you. You need her to feel you and never be able to stop. So, how do you train your girlfriend? The short answer is by reversing the dynamic entirely. You stop responding to her emotions and start orchestrating them. With Shogun Method, you make unpredictability your weapon. You deploy affection in doses. You condition her to chase, comply, submit. You use psychological techniques like fractionation to create emotional spikes that bind her to you. You reward submission, ignore resistance, and install a new identity, one where she sees herself as yours completely. With the Pavlovian loop in your arsenal, you lead with dominance. You train through emotional leverage, and you seal it with consistency and the frame of the virtuous masculine. When done right, she becomes obsessed. Not because you forced her, but because you unlocked what no other man could touch. Now listen carefully. Everything I just gave you is a sliver of what's inside Shogun Method. But if you want the full power, or to master the art of emotional addiction and control, then here's what to do. Go to fractionation.org right now. Inside, you'll access the Shogun Method online masterclass, the only program that shows you how to dominate a woman's mind with the same precision military psychologists use to break and rebuild identities. No games, no gimmicks, just pure control. Or you can choose to sit on your balls and stay on her leash forever. So, do the smart thing and join the Shogun Method revolution. Go to fractionation.org or click the link in the pinned comment below.